I'm going to talk you through how to give answers for slightly more extended writing. Let's look at this question here. Explain why the two methods below are used to manufacture products in different volumes. Give specific examples of your products in your answer. So, two methods. We've got mass and batch. They should have said two scales, really, in different volumes. Give specific examples. Okay, so what I always suggest people do is if you've got a different color pen or whatever, just draw a vertical line down one side. Now down the side here, we're going to put some notes. So mass means many, many items. It means, excuse me, it means automated. Well, or very automated normally, because you're making a lot. It means 24/7 manufacturing. It means processes like injection molding. An example product you could give for this would be, anything really that's been made out of plastic. I mean, you could even say like phone cases or something. Fewer workers. And large machinery. Okay, whereas batch, this tends to be using a combination of, actually I'll just put a combo of hand making and automation. Typically you'd expect to see things like CNC router and laser cutter, along with some hand finishing or something like that. Batch can be anything over 1,000 units, or maybe 1,000 to like, I don't know, 5,000 or something. Beyond that, it might be considered mass. And often they tend to be sort of more flexible in terms of the sorts of things that are made. So flexible can change design. Because obviously a laser cutter, you can change the design that the laser cutter cuts very easily, whereas an injection molding tool, once the tool is made, it's made. It can't be it can be changed, but at a huge expense. Okay, so let's have a go at this for mass. A good way to start with this is to give a definition. So it says mass. So you could even just jump straight in and go oops, it's where I can't write either. Mass production is making products at high volume. There we are. So we've shown them that we know what it is. There's 2 lots of 3 marks for this. Now we've got to give examples. So I would use, actually, you know what? I'm going to do my example in a different color. Typically, mass production would involve the use of injection molding. To make high volume products. I'm going to put e.g. phone cases. Okay. Advantages. It's actually good to give advantages and disadvantages with things like this. It's always good to just show off, like give them a little bit more than what they're asking for. So advantages are continuous production and also low product costs. So you can make them, because you're making so many, you can sell the products quite cheaply. So continuous production and can sell units at a lower cost. But a downside of this, disadvantage, is, disadvantage of this is that it has a high setup cost and reduced labor. Okay, so that's kind of my model answer in terms of me having, I've got a definition, I'm giving my examples, and I'm then giving the pros, or actually, let's just say I'm then analyzing. Now that's quite a winning combo, really, if you're doing, if you're following a good structure for an answer, because it's kind of like, whoops, there we go. So it's sort of like getting 1, 2, 3 marks, although it wouldn't be weighted like that. But another way I remember doing questions like this is the P structure, which you might have used before. So you give your points, your evidence, and your explanation. So in this instance, the explanation could be sort of analysis, or it might even be sort of pros, cons, comparisons. Example would also always be like a product or a process. And then the point is normally just a definition. And you can sort of stretch this out to cover, I mean, even you could even use this structure to cover like 6 or 8 mark questions. Yeah. Other top tips as well are, if they hadn't broken this down into batch and mass, what I'd suggest you do is you do that anyway. Often with the more extended answers, they ask you to compare two things with each other. So an obvious thing to do is to actually just physically break the paragraphs up. You can write in bullet points, as long as you are writing in prose. Sometimes the questions will say that you will be marked on the quality of your written communication. So if it's like that, you must write in prose. It's good to give a plan down the side, because this is stuff they can still mark as well. Even though it's not written in prose, it shows that you understand what you're talking about, and it shows that it shows that you have a sort of way of carefully constructing your answers. You're not just sort of trying to put down anything you think of.